Hey moms, welcome to another episode of the Life Unboxed blog show, where we talk about all things momtrepreneur, from raising your kids to running a business, and the most important one, keeping your sanity. I am Jody the mom from lifeunboxed.blog, and if you are enjoying this content, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment below. It really helps to promote the show. It really helps to tell the algorithms that you like it. So, and if you're listening to the podcast, be sure to download the podcast wherever you're listening, leave a 5-star review, and be sure to share the podcast and video with your friends. So, let's get into today's show. So, we are talking about high needs babies, and in part 1, we talked about the different high needs babies because they come in all shapes and sizes. And we talked about the emotional and physical toll that they can take on you. So in this post, we're going to get very practical on how to homeschool and work from home with a high needs baby. So I really wanted to talk about high needs babies because when baby number 6 made her grand entrance, I never expected her to be such a high needs baby. You would think by number 6, I got this down pat. Well, she decided that she was going to just throw a little wrinkle into the mix. But anyway, I was just so drained from her that I even wrote a story within 10 minutes called Only Mommy Will Do. So think Green Eggs and Ham meets a picture book for adults about motherhood. So it was very cathartic for me. I just needed some kind of release of what I was feeling at the time. Because it was one of those things, of course you love your kids, you love your babies, but when they're that clingy and that needy. Now, the reason she was needy was totally legitimate. She had a very tight lip tie and tongue tie. So we were working through a lot of feeding issues. So had to just work through all of that. But she was just so clingy. And it wasn't easy homeschooling and juggling clients. So, and if you remember from a previous show on growing your business and growing your family, I had brought on new clients while I was pregnant. So not only did I grow my business and family, I now had a baby who required all of my energy and attention. So we did get through the season, but it wasn't easy. So I wanted to share with you mainly because sometimes it helps to hear that, there's other moms who've gone through this. Now, this was my 6th baby. You would think that, things would just be smooth as they've ever been. So it didn't turn out that way. And so I want to share with you, some of what I had to figure out with a high needs baby. So if you haven't watched, listened, or read to the first part in the series, I would encourage you to go back, and I will leave the link below, and watch, listen, or hear or read that one as well. Because I've had different high needs kids. So my second one was a high needs baby, but a different kind. I had a very extremely high needs toddler, and I had another high needs baby. So I've had a lot of experience, I guess, with this. So go back to the first part, and definitely it'll be worth your while to listen to that as well, or watch or read. Okay, so let's talk about, we're going to get very practical right now, and we're going to talk about how to homeschool with a high needs baby. So this is a great time to introduce home economics into your homeschool curriculum. So the kitchen was always my domain, and I didn't like anyone to invade my space. And it's not because I liked cooking. I definitely do not like cooking. It's just not me. The main reason I didn't want anyone in there is because I didn't want to have to clean up their mess. That was so I just like, this is my domain, just stay out of it, and okay, we'll all be happy. Because you know the saying, if mama ain't happy, ain't no one happy. But when my high needs baby came along, this was the one area that I just needed to let go. So yes, the older kids started cooking and helping in the kitchen. And this is a necessary life skill, and they can now make a mean pancake. Now, their repertoire of recipes is not very wide, but they are learning how to cook. And, you know, things like cooking, it really is an experimentation. Yes, you can follow a recipe, but it might not be to your liking or to your tasting or whatever. So they have learned to cook. So along with introducing home ec into your curriculum, be flexible with your homeschool schedule. Now, I've talked about before how, to plan your day so that you can keep your sanity. And those same principles can still apply when you have a high needs baby. So you may need your kids to take a break and help soothe the baby, whether that's holding her, playing with her, or rocking her. Older kids can help no matter the age. My 8-year-old will help with her. My 4-year-old will play with her. So no matter the age, they can participate and help you as well. You are the boss of your work schedule and homeschool schedule. Never forget that. You are the boss. So if your high needs baby requires all hands on deck, that's okay. Kids can do their schoolwork between nap times. And if you're watching this and you're still trying to decide on curriculum that will work for your school, it might be a good time to consider subjects that have DVDs or some kind of online teaching. So your older kids can still benefit from being taught a certain topic without you feeling pressured to teach it. So think of the things that you can do that will take some of the pressure off of you. So here are the action steps to homeschool with a high needs baby. Remember, you are the boss of your schedule. So find one that works for you and your family, even if it is a bit out of the box. Let your kids learn a new life skill like cooking and following a recipe. This is a great life skill for them to learn. And of course, this is age dependent. Now, I'm talking like my teenagers were the ones helping in the kitchen, not my 8-year-old. So, and then finally, for your action steps, find a curriculum or subjects that are geared for your kids to work independently. There are some curriculums that, and of course, again, this is grade dependent. There are some curriculums, though, that seem to just take what they do in public school and just kind of throw it into a curriculum for homeschool. You're not a public school at home. There are curriculums that are geared to give your kids step-by-step instructions as they go through every lesson. Look for those curriculums, and most homeschool curriculums are like that. So, and remember, this is only a season, and seasons always change. So hang in there, Mom. You don't always feel like you're winning, I know. But the only thing you can do is to be the best mom to your kids in the moment you're at. Okay, so now you have your homeschool down, right? You've mastered your homeschooling with the high needs baby. So let's talk about working from home with the high needs baby. And again, I'm going to say this one more time. Remind yourself that this is only a season. And while you aren't 100%, because yes, you are sleep deprived and your baby is a Klingon, you can still do it. You may need to say no to a big project at this time, but if you're working with good clients, then they won't spring a big project on you right now. All of my clients were supportive and understanding when I had my high needs baby. And you want to know how they knew what was going on? Because I told them. They asked how I was doing, and I was very honest about the struggles that baby girl was going through, because it was like I don't think I've ever been so stressed out as during that whole time period. So it was a lot going on. And they were all extremely supportive. They all understood and gave me a lot of grace to work through it. Okay, so working with the high needs baby is not easy, and it may require adjusting your hours because you can't work as many. You may need to reschedule any big projects you had in mind, and that is okay. Take the time you need to work with your high needs baby and to sleep, of course, if you can. You can't be your best self if you're frazzled and frayed. And again, this is a season that your baby will grow out of, and yes, you will get some more sleep. I promise. I promise you will. So here are your action steps to work from home with the high needs baby. Remember, you're sleep deprived, so definitely keep things in perspective and communicate with your clients where you are at. Reschedule big projects to a later time. So now we're going to just like marry the two, work homeschooling and work from home, and I'm going to give you 3 practical tips to do it. Number 1, get the right baby gear. No, you don't need to buy everything on the long list that you find on Pinterest. There are 5 things that will really help you. These were a lifesaver for me, and you can read more on that listen. I think I did post. Yeah, I did post for that. I did podcast and YouTube for those videos for those. So it's the essential baby gear that you need working from home, and it's 5 things. And I will give you the 5 things just real quick, and then you can, if you want more information, you can hop on over to the other episode. Get a wrap, like a Moby Wrap, but honestly, these are just like long pieces of cloth, so Mobies are really expensive. I would just go with a generic brand. Mine was $20, and I've used it for 2 babies and have no issues with it. So yeah, for a wrap, go with the generic brand. An Ergo Carrier. Do not skimp on the carrier, because the wrap is great when the babies are like 0 to 3 months. Even a little bit bigger, but as they start getting bigger, then of course, and heavier, of course, you need something that will give you more support. The Ergo Carrier is the best carrier I have ever used, hands down, and I've used a few carriers in my time. So don't skimp on this one. Get the Ergo Carrier. You won't regret it. A swing. This was a lifesaver. Because it was right next to my desk, and I could put her in there and she would go to sleep. So it was a lifesaver. As she gets bigger, of course, a play mat and a pack and play. So those are the 5 things. And I would say all of these things were a lifesaver. I would get these things first before I would get anything else. So number 2, ask for help. Whether it's from your older kids, and they are awesome, parents, friends, or whomever. Don't be afraid to ask for help. And it can come in all different shapes and sizes, whether someone comes to hold the baby or drops off a meal. Whatever you are comfortable with, ask for help. Number 3, find time to relax. I know you have a high needs baby, you're barely sleeping, like she's taking up all of your time. When on earth are you going to do this? I get it. But there's a couple of things that you can do that will really help. So take a walk with your baby, or just take a bath. Not necessarily with your baby. I wouldn't want to put my hot water is too hot to put the baby in the tub with me. But whatever helps you relax, find the time to do it. I know it's not easy, especially when you have a high needs baby, but be intentional about finding those few moments to recharge. And walking will help you release those built up stress hormones, and most babies will fall asleep or at least won't be fussy while you're walking because they are enjoying the scenery. So it is a win win for everyone. All right, moms. Well, that is a wrap for how to homeschool and work from home with a high needs baby. And remember, I'll say it one more time before we go. This is only a season, and what you can always depend on about seasons is that they will change. So hang in there, mom. You don't always feel like you're winning, but the only thing you can do is to be the best mom to your kids in the moment. So tell me, do you have a high needs baby or had a high needs baby? Let me know what has helped you. So be sure to leave a comment below, and I will see you in the next video.